sound Australian, don't you?
You do, but we all know you're from London. How are you feeling tonight, Lord Byron?
Feeling good, feeling good. I like my cousin. Came over. Now I sound Irish. Cleaned out my sweets.
Sweets?
Went into a sugar coma. I'm just going to go with Irish. I think so.
You're breaking your... Come on, Lord Byron. Stay in English. Say something in English.
Minge. Sponge. I learned all sorts of words today at the In-Betweeners movie.
Look at that. Why does a stereotypical English person wear oven mitts? What's going on?
We all dress like this. These are not real Londoners here.
No, I can't see a single person out there with any... Oh!
There you go.
Dude, we could have charged
Now
money.
you look like a proper English kid.
You signed that, sold that for like 20.
Who am I, Walt Flanagan?
So how you feel? Is this joke run its course? How you feel?
My bullocks are hurting. These short and tight. Give me a minute.
All right. He's gonna go change. It was like a fucking like fashion show, right? For the most part.
It was pretty.
Except for two standouts.
My cousin was there.
Brian's wearing almost exactly what he's wearing right now.
Yeah, I had on a plain t-shirt and green shorts. That was the difference.
And like later on, we looked at a picture of the night, and he's like, "Do I have a giant fucking stain on my shirt?" And he had a giant stain on his shirt. It was amazing. And I'm wearing this basically, so like we really stood out. It was fun.
Yeah, and as the night goes, I'm not a heavy drinker. I'm more of a pillhead, as probably many of you know. But Quinn drinks, and you're all English. All you motherfuckers drink too, and everybody is. And I'm like almost like outside and like a spectator. I'm watching everyone pound beer after beer and white wine after white wine. And I'm not exaggerating. 3 people that I didn't know came up to me at some point, start talking, and basically like very casually it was like, yeah, well, you know, I'm an alcoholic. And that's the kind of thing in America, like you go to a meeting and you hang your head and you're like, it's like it's a total badge of honor. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was one of the 3 people, so I guess I'm with that.
Yeah, and we did not know anyone aside from Ian, and so we were talking to people as if they were just normal people like us, I guess, but they're evidently media elite.
Right, we rubbed some elbows. Well, it's great because the way Ian's introducing us is like, this is my friend Bryan and Bryan, they're podcasters.
Look.
And this is Mr. BBC, like he owns everything, and it was like the disinterest, but everybody warmed up.
A lot of people don't know what a podcast is.
Still to this day.
Yeah. But they warmed up, and at one point someone very high, I'd say, in the BBC, decided to tell Quinn that what was she going to do? She was starting
I needed charm lessons, was what she told me.
After talking to him for a while.
She goes, you need British charm lessons. I know. Poor me. So I said, no. I said, I don't need charm lessons. I have a level of seduction that often works. Do you want to go to the back alley and make out? And she said no. She said no.
She said no, but...
What was the problem? She didn't like the alley, or is it because she made more money than the Queen and she didn't think she should?
I also said, what do you
well, then the follow-up joke, this is the problem with dragging us anywhere. This is his follow-up joke to me saying, which wasn't really much of a joke, but like, let's go in the alleyway. Go ahead, tell him what you said.
Oh yeah, that's right. She was like, she said, I'm not the kind of girl that's just gonna go into an alleyway. And I said, well, if you go with him, you will definitely be the kind of girl that never comes out. No, my friend, this was, I guess, we were in like 8th grade, lived like 40 minutes away from me, so I would take a train down to see him, and what we would do is, like I would tell Pam and Edgar, my parents, that I was going to go to his house and hang out for a couple days, and he told his mother that he was going to come up to my house and hang out there, right? Because his mom worked for TWA, which was, an airline at the time, and so she would be gone for like 5, 6, 7 days in a row. So I would go down there and we would hang out and like eat dinner, go to the movie, just like 2 14-year-olds on their own, you know. I think if I had a 14-year-old kid and I found out they were doing that shit, I'd fucking kill them.
But so far you haven't said anything bad. You guys made dinner, went to see a movie.
Well, I'm getting to it. So he had this asshole neighbor who was constantly complaining that, like, we had the music too loud, or we were outside too late, or, like, you know, he had friends down there, obviously, so, you know, like, they would come over, we'd hang outside, and talk outside, but it was too loud. Like, the kind of shit that, like, I'm such a fucking grumpy old man now, it's like, if it was 8 o'clock, I'd be like, God damn it. You know, it was probably like 11, 12 at night. So, we decided, because he had called the police, we decided to get revenge on him. And I don't know why. It's only because you guys are good enough to sell this out. I've never told anyone this. I've never told this story to anybody.
I can't wait for what's coming. Like, I don't know what you're about to say. I'm a little scared.
It's a little bit weird. Our revenge was that we were going to go over to his house at, I think it was like around 1 o'clock in the morning, and we were going to bang on his door until he opened it, and then we were going to, like, throw water on him, right? But the way we dressed, in order to do this, is he was a fencer in school, like he took fencing classes and shit.
Friend.
Right, so whatever that thing is, that fencing helmet, you look like a beekeeper kinda, we put one of them on, and the only other thing we wore were his mother's stockings. His mom's stockings, and we ripped the crotch and then went, you know, like, so that's where we got the stockings, the cock and balls are through, fencing helmets, and glasses of water. And so we knock on the door, and he opens it up, and we just made a bunch of... Really?
That's
I'm gonna go back to that hotel room.
Alright, no, go ahead, keep going.
Waited until he came to the door.
Why?
And I don't know, like, in retrospect, I mean, I've told the story about around that same time we were constantly smoking weed and doing pills and weird shit like that.
But every step of this plan has to be conceived and then one-upped, because first they're like, alright, let's throw water on the guy. Fair play. But then you're like, who's like, wait, does your mom have stockings?
Where's your mom's knickers?
Because if you'd said that, if I was in that situation, if I was there, I would have been like, oh, we're going to put stockings over our head, like, you know, old fucking school.
No. We're going to choke him, right?
Right, something's happening. But then it's like, no, we're gonna take off our clothes and get naked, which is fucking weird to begin with.
Right.
And then pull female stocking up on. His mother's worn stockings.
Keep going.
And then if that's not enough, one is like, you got a pair of scissors?
These are a little snug.
Because I want to fucking cut my cock out of this thing. Did you cut your own, or did he help you? Did you cut each other's?
we cut our own.
Damn.
But yeah, pretty homoerotic, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I can't remember whose idea it was. Why we thought that would make him madder, because that's really what we wanted to do. It's not like we wanted to threaten him sexually.
I mean, did the plan work? Did you leave the house, or did you just go into a fucking gay rage and start fucking each other?
We never actually got to his house. No, but he opened the door and we threw the water on, and then I remember we just like jumped up and down like crazy. We all went, and we're just going like this, yelling and screaming and making stupid noises, like we're ladies or something. And then he fucking finally, like, you know, got his wits about him, and he's about to come after. We just ran. We just ran, and then he didn't know it was us. I mean, I'm sure he assumed it. Because we're the only ones that were giving him a hard time. During the lineup, it was me, my friend, and like 6 other guys our age in stockings with cock and balls out. Yeah.
God, what was he thinking?
Could you imagine, like, you think, now you think, like, at your age,
Right.
like, knock on the door at 2 in the morning, you're like, oh my God, like, one of my relatives is dead, or like, the house is on fire and somebody wants to tell me, and you open the door and it's, I would probably fucking faint. There's another fucker in a fencing mask with his fucking balls and cock hanging out of a pair of women's stockings. I wouldn't know what to think. There's no fucking frame
Your
of
mind,
reference
you
for it.
can't process what it's looking at.
And you just woke up.
Right.
Probably, you know?
Do you think that, like, well, he closes the door and then just goes on with his life at that point? Or is he just, like, always, like, every time that doorbell rings, he's like...
Like, his wife's like, oh, who was it, honey? He's just like... Well, what's wrong? Like, well, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Jesus Christ. But, all right, but, like, that's that side of the equation. Let me just take it back to your side of the equation, as if we could all understand how you got to that point, let's pretend. But once you've run away after doing the fucking dance...
Oh, we congratulated ourselves.
Right. Are you high-fiving while like, your tips are hanging out?
No, I mean, we ran right back to his place, and we ran in the house, we're looking out the window and shit, I remember. But, so we didn't change right away, there was no shame in what we had done. You know, that would eventually come. I mean, who knew it would be decades later right now. but yeah, it was...
I just imagine you turning on TV, the two of you are just watching the thing with your fucking dick hanging
Yeah,
out.
like our fencing room is still out, like just cocked back, so...
If this was an American Pie movie, like the second you ran inside, his mother would have walked in and caught you two, like standing there with your dick out. And that would have been awesome.
Yeah, she's like, I'm back from the trip, wherever I was. Like you would wish your son was fucking a pie then. Like you would wish that it would be something that you could even like get your head around the slightest bit.
Was that the last time you hung out with him?
No.
Really? You were able to look him in the eyes again after that?
Like I said, man, it seemed like we thought we were fucking brilliant. We really did. We congratulated ourselves. Like, oh, we got him, and then that was it.
Well, you got
it. Like never talked about it again. We really never really talked about it after that.
God, I don't know. The next time, if I was you and you were him, I'd be like, next time I saw you, I'd be like, hey. Like I wouldn't be able to make eye contact.
You can never like watch fencing ever.
Not without getting a hard on.
That was the friend that if you ever listen to the show where Walt's denouncing addicts across the board, that was the guy's house who I used to go to, and we tried to sell weed door to door.
You guys
We had
full of fucking great plans.
I had a neighbor. He lived actually around the block, and he was growing pot plants, you know, right in front of his house, but it was like sort of shrouded.
I love New Jersey.
It was sort of shrouded, like among other like shrubbery and shit. And like 2 in the morning, I went over there, fencing mask stock. No, just grabbed his pot plants and ran off. Grabbed his pot plants, brought them back to Pam and Edgar's, and we had. I mean, the internet didn't exist. We had smoked weed, but had absolutely no idea of how you were supposed to process it. So like there were no buds on it or anything. So we cut all the leaves off, put it on cookie sheets, and baked it until it was like sort of like crunchy and shit. Like so you could like crunch it up, then rolled it up and into joints, and then tried to sell it. Not around my house, but down where he lived, you know, we went door to door. Just like if the person who answered the door looked like, you know, they wouldn't be interested in buying joints, then we would just be like, oh, wrong house. And we got to this one guy's house. I apologize if you've heard this already, but we got to one guy's house, and he was like a total like stoner dude and shit. Like answered the door and just like swim trunks and no shirt on and shit.
Yeah, that's weird. That's a weird outfit.
And we said, hey man, we have pot, do you want to buy any? And he was just like, he looked at it and he sniffed it and he was like, what is this? He was like, you want some good shit? He's like, come on in. So we went to his house, and I remember, like, it's so crazy. I mean, how I was not, like, molested or assaulted or something is beyond me, because
I like that gets a laugh.
we went,
I wasn't molested. They're like,
that would have been better. That would have been better. Went to his bedroom, and he's like, this is Hawaiian red, which I don't know what the fuck that meant. I still don't know what it means, but it was like in red rolling paper.
How old are you?
14.
Until you went into this guy's bedroom?
Yeah. And started sitting on his bed, smoking weed, and it was like, it hit me so fast that I'm like, I don't know if I can stand up. And then I don't remember what
He's
I
like,
was.
you want to go in this alleyway with me?
Yeah, but I mean, nothing like that happened, but I can't imagine now, like, being this age and having a kid who's 14, and it's like, you fucking did what? You idiot? You fucking moron.
Oh.
Like, what's wrong with you? And like, I think back to the shit I did when I was young. I'm sure everybody else is, wearing fancy masks and nylons and shit like that. But yeah, like just dangerous stuff that sometimes I'm like, wow, it's amazing I'm still alive. We only have 9 minutes.
Can you believe this shit?
Oh,
Well, fuck, we had pictures we wanted to show. Do we?
yeah, we have pictures.